Yeah, it's looking good. We got a great team.
What about Marseille, l'OM? Do you know this team?
Who?
So it's a pleasure to have you, Alex, in Paris. But first of all, did you know we are part of the same team together?
I did not.
No, I don't talk about basketball, but we belong to the elite club.
Yeah. That's a good team to be
Yeah,
on.
it's the best team of the world.
Yeah.
Between us, when you start to lose your hair, there is the only way to deal with it, it's shave it, right?
Yeah, it's a clean look.
Nothing more,
Clean
just
look.
shave it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about basketball. We're in Paris, and in next January, you will be there with the Bulls. Is it something that you and your teammate talk about, playing NBA game in Paris?
Yeah, it's a special opportunity for the league to select you to play in one of these games. It's just a really cool thing. You know, it's a nice break in the season for us. We got so many games, you know, where they can kind of just run into each other. So to have a nice break, come over here, get to eat some good food, drink some wine, see some cool places. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And win the game.
Yeah, well, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, that's a given.
About last year, are you okay to say the Bulls season was on the good surprise of the league?
I think so. You know, I think we still, in my eyes, underachieved a little bit, just as far as, you know, the confidence I had in our team. We had a lot of injuries, and we just couldn't really, I don't think we got to play at our best for the majority of the season. We played good early in the year, but then we kind of lost some momentum when we had guys out, and then just, you know, try to make it to the finish line. So hopefully we can be, you know, another good surprise and be healthy the full year and maintain that momentum that we had early last year.
Now you have to confirm, so which is often the hardest part in the NBA.
We're not going to fly under the radar for sure. You know, I think people understand the level of talent that we have, and when we play at our best, we're a really good team. So they'll probably be more prepared, but like I said, we got some unfinished business.
If you go back 1 year ago, when DeMar DeRozan signed with the Bulls, few people thought the chemistry wouldn't work, and finally, it works great.
Yeah, they didn't think it was going to work. They thought, you know, DeMar was past his prime and wasn't good anymore, and you know,
worst trade of the
worst signing of the offseason. That was what a lot of people said. But you know, that's what the media is for, and then we are the players, and we go out and play the game. You know, you throw the ball up and you play, and you see where the cards lay after that. So a lot of confidence in him. He's a really good player. He's a tireless worker. You know, that's all he does is just work on his game. And we got a lot of guys like that.
And he's a killer too. Do you think DeMar was great? Do you think he's the best clutch player in the league?
If not the best, he's one of the best. You know, when the fourth quarter starts, he turns his game up to another level, and it's been fun to watch.
Let's talk about the relation between Zach and DeMar. To see them play together on the court seems so natural.
Yeah, I think they complement each other really well. I think people didn't understand that, you know, how they were going to fit back when, you know, we signed DeMar and then Zach re-signed this offseason. It's a good partnership. You know, Zach, I told somebody the other day, it's like kind of like thunder and lightning. DeMar is just, you know, real steady, does what he does. You know what you're going to get from him. And then Zach is just lightning in a bottle. I mean, he shoot from 30 feet, and he can take it to the rim and dunk, and play in the mid-range. So they're really good players.
From my point of view, their relation was good because they were surrounded by a player like you and Lonzo. That's what we do.
Yeah, we had great glue guys. And even then, you know, like I said, we missed a bunch of games, both of us. Early in the season, though, I think everybody got a glimpse of how good we could be defensively. Me and Lonzo just see the game on a different level than a lot of people and have great instincts on defense. And then once we get out in transition, I think that's when we're really best. Looking forward to having him back and going again this year.
Let's talk about your journey. You were not really a prospect. You agree with that?
Yeah, undrafted.
Undrafted after college, but you did it, and looks where you are now. Have you already doubted?
I mean, It's kind of like we talked about a second ago. You know, media and basketball minds around the world kind of have their own opinions and their own ideas about what should happen and who should do what. But at the end of the day, man, you know, you got to put the ball up in the air and play the game. You know, and I've worked really hard to get to where I'm at. You know, every year I try to get a little better, a little better, a little better. And just that gradual progress has brought me, you know, to right now, having this interview with you in Paris, promoting a game for the Bulls. So it's humbling for sure, but you know, I think I got a lot left to give.
Everything starts with the Lakers, and which is probably the most difficult franchise for a rookie. It was the case for you?
Yeah, it was an interesting case just because I didn't really feel the pressure from the fan base of the Lakers and the title of playing for the Lakers, because I was trying to make it in the league. Like, I had more pressure on myself just to like make it to the next game, to the next year, to fight for a spot on the roster. That was more my concern than it was making sure the fans were happy or making sure that, you know, I played good for somebody else. It was more so just that I was able to just have a spot in the league.
At that time, do you have a special mindset to own your place and succeed in the league?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it was fight or flight. You know, you hear that saying where it's kind of a breaking point. Like, you're either going to make it or you're not. And I've always had a lot of self-belief. I'm very competitive in everything I do: cards, board games, basketball. I want to win. So that you know, the combination of all that, and then just putting in the work, you know, that's been really what drove me and carried me to get into the NBA.
With the Lakers, right from the start, all eyes were on you. You remember? Do you remember the story with Rihanna, all that thing?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Is just like I said, it was like the perfect storm. You know, I was playing great. The Lakers hadn't had a lot of success recently, and then they signed LeBron. It was just kind of perfect timing for me to be a part of that, and yeah, everybody kind of realized that I had a bunch of highlights, and then I could play basketball pretty well.
So, but it must be difficult to have this kind of intention when you are a rookie in the Lakers.
Yeah, it is, man. But I try to just stay true to myself. You know, I'm a pretty laid-back dude. I still have the same group of friends I've had since I was 10 years old. I got a great family, great support system. So for me, it was pretty easy just to kind of, you know, be true to who I was.
And finally, you will be champion with the Lakers and LeBron, with a big role coming off the bench. Can you tell me about this period for you?
Yeah, it was my first playoffs. We were in the bubble in Orlando, and it was just, you know, it was kind of the same thing that I did earlier in my career. I just tried to be really present and just win the moment for whatever I was in, and you know, whether that was game 1 of round 1 or game 6 of the finals, I just tried to really do what I do best and play the game the right way and compete to win. And that all that stuff had gotten me there, so I just kind of leaned on that to continue to propel me through that.
You give me the impression of being the best teammate for LeBron.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that too.
We watched the games, that's right.
Yeah, no, we just we get along really well. You know, we have great chemistry on the court. We share a lot of the same qualities. You know, we're competitive, smart basketball players, want to win, play the game the right way. Good teammates, make other players better. Obviously, he does that on a much higher level sometimes, but we just had good symmetry.
What was your relation with LeBron?
It was really good. You know, like I said, all that stuff that I just listed was reasons that he took to me and I took to him. The basketball part was really fluid, really liquid, and then the off the court stuff. You know, he's a great teammate, great guy. Just one of the guys on the team, makes jokes. Good to be around. You know, smile every day, works hard. Just, you know, everything you'd want in a teammate.
You're still talking with LeBron?
Yeah, every now and then when I see him. Obviously, he's got a family and a lot more important stuff to do, but definitely when we cross paths, we have a good conversation. Cool.
Eventually, you left the Lakers. What was your feeling then? Were you prepared to leave?
I'm not sure. You know, I felt really comfortable in LA.
Of course.
Yeah, you know, just won a championship. I had been there for 4 years, and it was kind of like my jump start into the league. So it was a bit of a comfort zone, but I think getting out of that comfort zone and leaving has been really good for me. I think it's allowed me to kind of push myself a little bit, you know, maybe take on more responsibility than I would have had if I was there. And you know, my journey is a unique one, so I wouldn't change anything. You know, if I think if this is where I'm supposed to be, this is where I'm supposed to be. So it's been good for me.
What do you think about the last season of the Lakers?
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. I told somebody in an interview last year, I didn't realize how much the Lakers are in the media until you leave LA. So I got to see all of their games and felt a little remorse for, you know, some of my old coaches and players, just because, you know, I still want those guys to succeed, but it was definitely a tough year for them.
Do you think LeBron misses playing with you?
I hope so. I don't know.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, well, after the season they had last year, I'm sure he would love to have me as a teammate again. But hopefully he'll come to Chicago in a couple of years. We'll start that bandwagon now.
Why not? So finally, you signed with the Bulls, and you immediately brought something to the team. Can you explain us what Billy Donovan expected from you?
I think
just be you.
Yeah, I think that's the answer to everything, man. You know, like I said, being myself got me to where I am. It's led me down the path that I wanted to do. You know, get to the NBA, have a successful career. You know, earn money, take care of myself, family, loved ones, play the game I love. So for me, I think just playing the game is enough for me. You know, and then playing in Chicago is great because they got great fans. You know, the expectations I have on myself supersede any other expectations they could have. So for me, it's always just about going out there and playing as hard as I can and trying to win.
Yeah, but you have a gift. You can be a starter. You can coming off the bench, but you are always efficient on the court. You have a secret.
I just play to win. Like I said, bro, I'm competitive, man.
You know how to win.
I know how to win, and I like to win. There's nothing better than winning.
How will you describe yourself as a player for a young player?
I would describe myself. I would say I'm tough, competitive, good teammate, unselfish, hard playing, stuff
IQ.
like that. Yeah, high IQ, understand the game.
IQ.
Yeah, I played a lot of basketball as a kid. You know, I was playing every day, probably 4 or 5 times a week as a kid, whether it was by myself or with other people. So I've learned how to play the game.
Your first season with the Bulls was good, but unfortunately, you were injured after the ugly foul from Grayson Allen.
Yeah, you know, it's just part of the game. You know, every now and then you're gonna get, you know, stuff that's out of your control.
It was a massive shock for us, and it slowed down the Bulls also.
Yeah, it did, especially just for me because I was second game back coming off of another injury. So, or maybe it was COVID that I was just excited to play basketball again with my teammates, and then, you know, to go out again. It was my first real injury in my career, first surgery. So it was a different journey for me to navigate, but I thought I did pretty well of preparing myself to come back.
How you go through the period of being a side?
It was difficult, you know, because like I said, I'm really competitive and all I want to do is play basketball. So to not be able to, you know, dribble, shoot, pass, touch a basketball for about 3 weeks and then 3 more weeks of not using my right hand at all, it was different. You know, I hadn't experienced anything like that, so it was different. I tried to just, like I said, win the moment. You know, win every day, whatever it was, whether it was weights, conditioning, watching film. I tried to just do my best to be prepared when I came back.
No bad feelings about Grayson Allen? He was just suspended 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really control other people, you know. You can't really change anything. I don't really have any control over it, so I'm not sure there's anything else I can do about it.
Did you think? Did you speak about it with Grayson Allen?
Yeah, he reached out and apologized. Was mean to talk to him after the end of the playoffs last year, but I had a concussion, so I didn't get to finish the series, which is another, you know, just.
So we cool?
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's
cool.
under the water under the bridge.
That belongs to the past. This summer, Zach LaVine resigned with the Bulls. How important was it for the team? to have
Really
Zach
important. Really
back?
important. Yeah, Zach, I mean, Zach's an all-star in the league. You know, I think he's shown that over the last couple of years. He's one of our best weapons, and if we're going to have any, success we want to have at the end of the year, he needs to be a part of it.
With that main injury, what can you expect with the next season with the Bulls?
For me personally?
No, for
the team. Yeah, for the team. I mean, I think I talked about it before. It's just about maximizing the talent that we have. You know, we have incredible young players, incredible veteran talent. Brought in some more, and Goran Dragic and Andre Drummond that I think are going to be great pieces for us to fill out our team. Really just about getting back to that level that we played at the beginning of last year, and then carrying that throughout the season.
You play in the Western Conference. Now you play in the East. According to you, are they on the same level right now? Celtics, Bucks, Heat, Sixers, Bulls, Nets, Cavs with Donovan Mitchell right now. Do you think
I don't know. The East might have the edge right now. For the longest time it was the West. I remember, you watch all the All-Star games, and the West would always dominate for so many years. But I think the East has a little bit more depth right now, at least.
So you're in Paris, like your guy Kyle Kuzma a few months ago. We recently interviewed your guy Kyle Kuzma here in Paris, and we talk about fashion.
Yeah.
Besides this summer, a lot of players come to Paris for the fashion week. What about you? Do you care about fashion?
Yeah, I'm not. It's funny you mentioned Kyle, because I literally he hit me when I posted on Instagram that I was in Paris, and he gave me like a couple recommendations for food. Me and him get to talk a lot. That's one of my good friends. I don't have quite the fashion sense that Kuz does. As you can see, I got some sweats and a white T-shirt and some kicks on. That's more my speed than some of the stuff that he wears.
You don't seem to be someone who shows off.
No, I'm pretty, like I said, I'm a pretty low maintenance, low key kind of person. If I could just kind of disappear in the off season, I definitely would, and I try my best to.
Everyone slacks you, especially in France. Do you have an explanation about that?
I think it's just an appreciation for the way I play. I play hard, I play to win, I play the right way, and then, like I said, every now and then I got a couple highlights that people get excited about. So just a good marriage right there.
Okay, two last things, Alex. You are a soccer fan too, and you are a Manchester City fan.
I am.
So you go to see in 2 days Tottenham, Manchester City.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a good one? It's a good year for City. Finally won the Champions League.
Yeah, I hope so. That's the trophy we've been chasing for so many years now, and it's been so close a couple times. We've gotten to one final, a couple quarterfinals. That's the big one. I'd be happy if we just win that one alone, but I know that the team probably has higher expectations and is going to try and win as many as possible. But yeah, it's looking good. We got a great team.
What about Marseille, l'OM? You know this team?
Who?
French team, Marseille, l'OM.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
yes.
It's my team. I'm from Marseille.
Oh, okay, got you.
Okay, so go City.
That'll be my second team this year. Yeah,
oh, okay.
I'll adopt him as my second team.
So last thing, we have a guy in our team. He's a huge fan. He's a huge Bulls fan.
Okay.
Can you sign a follow for him? His name is Polo.
Polo. How do you spell that?
He loves cycling too, but he's a huge Bulls fan. Polo. P-O-L-O.
Okay, perfect.
If you can say hi Polo, go Bulls for him.
To the camera?
Yeah.
What's up, Polo? Go Bulls. What's up, Polo? Go Bulls.
He will be happy. Thank you, Alex. It was great. Thank you.
Pleasure.
See you in January.
Yes, sir. I'll be back.
Thank you.